Oh my, no, I'm just kidding. Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the sixth edition of the Jets Up podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Anthony, aka Jet Squire, and a special guest Zach, aka Bucked Up Edits on Instagram. You can also check out his YouTube channel at Bucked Up. Obviously, a Buccaneers fan. I'm a little salty about that one. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, be sure to check him out. He's a really cool dude, and he has some great content. Appreciate you jumping on the show. As for me, you guys know me, New York Jets Network, aka Tristan. Did used to have an account called Jets Take Flight. That didn't work out well, so you can follow my Instagram at NYJets Network now. We got 62 followers in a couple of days, so I think that's pretty good. But anyways, do you guys have anything to say before we get started?
I'm ready. Let's talk some football here.
Buccaneers are Super Bowl 55 champions.
All right, and speaking on that note, our first topic of the day is what do you guys think of the big game last night? Since you guys won, I'll start with you, Zach.
Um, it means a lot, man. We're all super fans of teams. I'm not trying to make any jokes or anything. But we're all super fans of. You guys are super fans of the Jets. I'm a super fan of the Bucks. And you put so much time into watching them and making mock drafts and doing all the stuff we do. Especially for a losing team, it can get tough. And we won one, man. It might hurt to tell you guys that how I'm feeling here because you guys went 2-14, man. But it just feels really good.
And something you guys might not know, I've been friends with Zach for a while. At the beginning of the season, I told him, like with a straight face, not only that Sam Darnold was better QB than Tom Brady, but the Jets would finish 6-10, and the Buccaneers would finish 9-7, and neither of us would make the playoffs. I also sat there and told him that the Jets would win a Super Bowl before the Buccaneers did. So this hurts because everything I've said over the last year has been just incorrect. It's almost like you called up Tom Brady or some shit, and he was like, "Yo, Tristan said you guys aren't making it out of the first round, let alone you're not even gonna make it to the playoffs." And it's like, all right, I took it a little personally, as Michael Jordan once said. But yeah, Anthony, what do you think of the game last night?
You could see that Tom Brady can easily change a franchise just like that. 7-9, they went from 7-9 to Super Bowl champions. Just obviously, Tom Brady's an incredible player. I think he's the best. I think with that Super Bowl win, I feel like that makes him officially the GOAT. Tremendous player. But you got to take your hats off to the Chiefs because they still had a tremendous year. You can't take it away from them. They're going to be back next year. Mahomes did his best to do everything he could. He was getting rushed the whole night. Nobody was getting open. He tried his best, but
and I mean, I think I said it on the last time I was here when we were talking about the Super Bowl. I said the one way or the only way we can beat this team is if we get pressure on Mahomes and we.
But not even just that. They weren't even just pressuring him. Nobody was getting open. But the offensive line gave him no time at all.
A quick fun fact for you guys: the Jets beat Tom Brady in 2 consecutive postseasons. So, I mean, I guess we're the only thing that can stop Tom Brady beating that. We are the best team in the NFL.
But you can realize the only quarterback that can stop Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is Tom Brady.
Yeah, and that's
so far that's been Mahomes' nightmare in the playoffs. That's been his only nightmare.
Yeah, and let's say Brady retires at like 45. Mahomes is really gonna run the league if he is only gonna lose to Brady in this time.
But they're gonna make the Super Bowl again next year. To be completely honest, they're gonna be the Super Bowl again next year.
They've lost one meaningful game besides the Super Bowl in their last 25-20 contests.
And that should have been their third straight Super Bowl, to be honest with you.
Yeah, arguably it should have if D Ford doesn't commit the dumbest penalty in the last decade. But something I have to say about this game, Zach, I'm really happy for you, man. I know if I was a Buccaneers fan, I would be crying my fucking eyes out last night. I wouldn't go to school the next morning.
I did a lot.
And
of
if I was your age, I would get fucking lit as hell. Bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I did that too. Yeah.
It's just like something that really helps Tom Brady's legacy, where he joined the worst team in NFL history. The worst team.
You're not the worst.
Winning percentage.
With the worst winning percentage, and won a Super Bowl. So, look, I'm not saying that Tom Brady carried you guys, but I am saying he carried. No, I'm just kidding. You look at players like Devin White had an amazing game last night, an interception and a couple of pass breakups. I think
If you're a Jet fan, you should be happy for Todd Bowles and nose tackle Steve McClendon.
100%, especially Steve McClendon, because
those two guys over there are great guys. I've always liked McClendon. He's a great guy, great leader.
McClendon reposted my Instagram story, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, McClendon's a cool guy. He's liked a couple of my comments on IG, and he's been a leader in the Jets locker room for a long time before he was traded mid-season. And I'm very happy that he won the Super Bowl. Another guy, Todd Bowles, as you mentioned, man, he was one of the worst head coaches in recent memory. And then we got worse. But he's an amazing defensive coordinator. I'm really happy for him. And who knows, maybe he's the Buccaneers' next head coach with this recent rumor that Bruce Arians.
Some Bucs fans don't want that. Well, maybe he's going to be better. Maybe he's going to be better now. Maybe he's going to be better. Maybe he's going to learn.
I just don't like defensive head coaches. I'll be honest.
Okay, but like, what if they're like crazy though? What if they're like,
hold on.
Like?
Shut up, Zach. You don't like defensive head coaches?
Well, I just thought of this.
You don't?
You wouldn't want Robert Saleh as your head coach? Well, that guy that screams and yells. You wouldn't want.
Well, just wait. I was just thinking like, Belichick's a defensive head coach, and obviously Brady made Belichick, so.
Wow.
Brady can make balls, man.
It doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're not wrong, bro.
Nah, you're 100% wrong. I'm sorry. Belichick made Brady, and then Brady made Belichick. That's how it went down. If Brady doesn't go to the Patriots in the beginning of his career, I don't see him having the career that he had.
Oh, for sure.
But yes, towards the latter parts, I don't think Bill is that good of a coach anymore. He's still a top 5 coach, but that's not near where he was, like, let's say 10 years ago. And without Brady, if you're a defensive head coach and you don't have your quarterback, no. Especially when your offensive coordinator is Josh McDaniels, which I don't even know why he gets.
I don't like Josh McDaniels.
I don't understand why he gets.
I don't know why people act like he's the hot guy. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, you took a look at him when he was with Denver.
You know, he coached the Broncos.
Yeah, I was just getting.
He sucked. What the hell did he do? And bro, his offense sucked. Why does everyone think he's the hot guy?
Because he worked with Belichick and he was the offensive coordinator for the Patriots.
No, he's Belichick's son.
That Tom Brady married Josh McDaniels. Calm down.
Tristan, you know that Belichick, Josh McDaniels is Belichick's son-in-law?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Josh McDaniels is married to Belichick's daughter.
That's really interesting. I wonder how shit is in that locker room.
Do you think Josh McDaniels would ever coach the Jets?
No, and that might be the tip of the iceberg for me because Josh McDaniels is. I'd probably rather have Brian Schottenheimer than Josh McDaniels as my.
And he's not even that good of an offensive coordinator.
But that brings us to our next topic. Who do you guys think are gonna trade for Carson Wentz? And what do you think is the return?
I think it's gonna end up being the Bears. The trade that we heard the other night, it appears that it's gonna end up being Nick Foles and a first-round pick to Philly.
And Tariq Cohen.
Oh yeah, right. And then Carson. Are there any picks going to the? Do they plan to have any picks going to the Bears? Or is it just Carson Wentz that the Bears are going to get?
No, it's just Carson Wentz.
All right, yeah.
I honestly have no idea.
I think it's just Carson Wentz, though.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think it's going to be that. That's going to be. Listen to me before I get to you guys. That's kind of weird. You Nick Foles is going back to Philly. Maybe he's going to do something down there. I don't know what's going to happen with Carson Wentz down in Chicago. I don't know what it's going to be like with him working with Matt Nagy. Allen Robinson's not going to be there anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen to Carson Wentz down there in Chicago. But I like Foles going back to Philly. I'm a big fan of that because I like Foles. I think he's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. So I like that. I just don't really get Carson Wentz going to Chicago. So yeah.
Zach, you can go.
What's the question again?
All right. So, who do you think is going to trade for Carson Wentz, and what do you think the return will be?
Yeah, I probably gotta say the Bears. Honestly, I would assume that Philly would try to get the most out of him, but I don't know how well his trade value is since he got benched.
For a second round project quarterback,
I would say he probably gets Foles in like a third and maybe like another mid-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe the reports earlier on that Carson Wentz could end up netting a first from the Bears if they end up trading for him. I think it will be the Bears as well. I see the Bears getting desperate. I think they'll deal a first this year, a second next year, Tariq Cohen, and a fifth-round pick because they're desperate as hell, and I don't understand why. This is Carson Wentz. Yes, he had those MVP caliber seasons with the Eagles and led them to the playoffs a couple times. But last year, he was the worst starting quarterback in the league, and I don't care what anybody says. Yes, Jets fan, we had Sam Darnold. You can't be talking. Yes, I can. Carson Wentz was legitimately that bad. Yeah, at least Sam Darnold could throw a ball to a receiver. Carson Wentz, I'm pretty sure, had like double as many interceptions as he had touchdowns. So, yeah, I mean, getting a first and second for a guy that has put up borderline trash numbers over the last year is absolute robbery. And like I said, the Bears are fucked. They're completely fucked. If this,
my God,
to add on,
their future is so uncertain. It's just unbelievable. Like, what are they gonna do? They got everyone leaving. Cleo Mack is getting worse.
This is their one last push for the Super Bowl with their core in place with their amazing defense. They don't have a lot of weapons on offense anymore. They better hope Darryl Mooney becomes like some.
Allen Robinson's not going back there, so they should have no.
Allen Robinson is not going back there. You are correct.
No chance.
And maybe Anthony Miller has a great year too, but I don't know about that. And there is something to be said about if Carson Wentz can net a first-round pick, I think Darnold can easily net a first-round pick, maybe more, because I think Darnold is better than Carson. Carson has a higher ceiling.
I think he has more potential too.
I think that's ridiculous. Carson's taller, has more mobility. He's a stronger arm. But Sam's younger. Sam is cheaper. And if he's not good, you can move on from him the next offseason by not picking up his contract. So I think Sam could easily net a first if Carson can.
Yeah, and to add on,
I think both of them are gonna not a first. With what we see right now, it looks like it's gonna happen. Adam Schefter really thinks the Jets are getting a first-round pick for Darnold. It really looks like it. ESPN analyst. He's making it look so obvious right now.
All right, Zach, what were you saying?
Yeah, to add on, I mean, me and Tristan are both fans of this guy called Strong Opinion Sports, and he had a great video where he was breaking down Carson Wentz's film, and he was saying, like, you can really see that his mechanics are all off, and the footwork especially, he might have the worst footwork I've seen for a guy who was an MVP candidate like a couple of years ago. Oh, like he really does. Maybe we need to get him over in Tampa, and Bruce Arians needs to do some work with him. But
yeah, okay.
I don't know why people were blaming Doug Peterson for this. I know Doug Peterson's not even a bad coach. I don't know why everyone get.
Look, I don't think Doug Peterson is a good coach, but Carson Wentz being that bad of a quarterback is not Doug's fault.
I understand. I know. I get. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. He's not a bad coach though. People got on him after one bad season. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean the play calling was stale.
I understand.
The clock management was bad. I think he's a borderline head coach, but I still think like he's probably a head coach in the NFL level. He's not a good one. He's not a bad one. He's like a very mid one. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I think.
I get it. I'm not saying I would take him as the Jets coach. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't think he's as bad as people thought he was this year. No, I wouldn't take him as as the Jets coach. No, absolutely not. And I kind of rebuild like this, I'll never take a coach like that.
All right, so let's move into the next segment. NFL Honors was just this past Saturday, and we saw a couple controversial awards handed out. But what did you think of the awards in general, starting with Zach, because he might have something prepared? I don't know though.
I didn't honestly. I don't know who won what. I know Aaron Rodgers won MVP. But past that, I have no idea.
So defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. Offensive, Derrick Henry. Comeback, Alex Smith. Coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. Offensive rookie, Justin Herbert. Defensive rookie, Chase Young.
False. Tristan Wirfs deserved offensive rookie of the year. Antoine Winfield Jr. deserved defensive rookie of the year.
Bro, what?
Nobody. None.
No, bro. Herbert deserved it. Herbert deserved it over anybody, bro. Herbert, bro. I'm calling it, bro. He's gonna win a Super Bowl with the Chargers one year. He's gonna win one.
Yeah, you know who already won a Super Bowl? Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr.
Bro, he had Tom Brady.
Yeah, and guess who was protecting John Brady? Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah, against the shitty Chiefs defense.
Guess who's better than Tristan Wirfs? Mekhi Becton.
I know, right?
Correct information. He plays left tackle
soon. Becton will. Wirfs looks better because he's on a better team.
And he was against better players.
I don't know about that. No,
I will say
Becton half the year he did face like one of the league's best pass rushers. I can give you a whole list. The Bosa brothers, Frank Clark, Melvin Ingram. Who else?
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. Am I missing anyone else?
Not really.
Yeah, Mekhi Becton had a good season, but Tristan Wirfs is better.
And Frank Clark didn't do a single thing against him. Not a single thing. And Frank Clark is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL.
I'm gonna say
some booty cheeks, honestly. He let Donovan Smith hold him.
Bro, he's pretty good. He had one sack against the Bucs last night.
Going award to award, I think. First, MVP Aaron Rodgers, much deserved. I thought that was probably the best award they handed out all night. Yeah. Besides comeback player of the year, probably Alex Smith, 100% deserved. This guy shouldn't even be alive. Let's be honest.
You know,
the amount of surgeries he's had to go through and the amount of infections he's had he shouldn't be walking. Shouldn't have a leg. He might not even. He shouldn't even be alive, to be honest. And he's fought through all of that, and he's the starting quarterback of the Washington football team. Led them to the playoffs with a 5-1 record. Like, are you serious?
If I can butt in for a second, hot take. I honestly think that comeback player of the year should have been Jason Verrett.
Kick him from the call now.
All right, let me go over mine. Yeah, I literally agree with every single award. I really did. I think Aaron Rodgers, as much as I wanted Mahomes to win it, Rodgers deserved it with the tremendous year that he had. 48 touchdowns. Tremendous year by him. I absolutely agree with Kevin Stefanski winning Coach of the Year. Me and Tristan both saw this coming. We both expected it. I didn't see how a guy like McDermott would win it. I really expected Stefanski because Browns' first playoff appearance in about 17 years. He turned the franchise around. He made Baker Mayfield twice as better. So
Zach would be like, "Oh, comeback player of the year should be Rob Gronkowski because he caught 2 passes, touchdown in the Super Bowl."
No,
I
I
think so.
honestly think it should have been Jason Verrett, man. He went through the same injuries, and he played better at his position.
And obviously, Derrick Henry deserved it. 2,027 rushing yards, 17 rushing touchdowns. Tremendous year. And obviously, in my opinion, Justin Herbert deserved it. He had a rookie record with 31 passing touchdowns as a rookie. That's the rookie record. Tremendous year.
That record gets broke every year.
Yeah,
I know. Baker Mayfield broke it, broke Peyton Manning's, and then Herbert broke it. Yeah, I know. It's broken every single year. Okay, but I think Herbert's gonna have it for a little while though. Unless Trevor Lawrence or Justin
I think
Fields.
Trevor Lawrence will beat it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Lawrence is gonna have a little over 31.
I still think Herbert's a bust.
Yeah, well, I'm man enough to admit my mistake.
How is he a bust? What?
Just wait. He's
How
got a
is
weird last name.
Me and Zach had this conversation at the beginning of the season. Usually quarterbacks that don't have good football names don't stick.
Bro, I'll Venmo you so much money. I'll Venmo you so much money if Herbert plays so bad next year.
All right. Joe Burrow, that's a pretty good name. Tua Tagovailoa, that's an amazing name. Jalen Hurts, that's pretty decent.
Tua, look, all I'll say is I called Tua, and I said Tua's going to be the biggest bust in this draft because he's a left-handed quarterback.
You had never said that once.
I did.
Tua's still going to be good. I just don't think he's going to be as good as Burrow and Herbert.
Maybe I didn't say it to you, but I definitely said that to myself
I
and
still
multiple
think Burrow's
other people
the best
that might have
quarterback
not
in
been
this
you
class, though.
because he's got a weird last name and he's a left-handed quarterback. They don't succeed.
I can't disagree with that.
But we both did say at the beginning of the year, Justin Herbert, that's an ugly name. He had trouble working through progressions. His steep ball sailed a little bit. He wasn't good towards the middle of the field. He didn't have good pocket presence. His mechanics were awful. His footwork was bad. His IQ was overall terrible. And he was the third-ranked quarterback in the class just because he had a cannon arm and could hit some throws on out routes to the sideline. Me and Zach both called that bust, okay? Like anybody would, probably. He comes out and has this type of a season. I remember I called him in the middle of Justin Herbert's rookie debut in week 2, and I was like, yo, I think we were wrong. I think we were wrong. I think this kid's actually special and ended up winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, although I do have to say, I think Justin Jefferson deserved the award. 1,400 passing yards or receiving yards as a wide receiver this year, and he wasn't even coming into the year as the best receiver on the team. That was Adam Thielen. I mean, Jefferson just looked like the next Julio Jones out there. He's top 5 in his position.
Well, Herbert literally just had Keenan Allen.
He had Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler. Not Austin Eckler for most of the year, but he did have Austin.
Okay, Mike Williams really isn't that good, though. That's my point. Austin Eckler is good. No, I know Austin Eckler is good. But Mike Williams is an average receiver, but Keenan Allen is so much better, though.
Mike Williams would come to the Jets and immediately be the best receiver on the team. And I think Denzel Mims will be better in time, but Mike Williams would be the best receiver on the team for the time period. So he's still good. And
I think they should have gave Defensive Player of the Year to TJ Watt because Aaron Donald wins it every single year. They should have gave it to him. I think he deserved it, too. I don't understand.
Yeah, Aaron Donald looks like a fat baby.
So I think Justin Jefferson should have won Offensive Rookie
won
of the Year.
enough.
I don't have a problem with Defensive Rookie of the Year. I liked Chase Young for the award. I think Jeremy Chin and Antoine Winfield were a bit slept on. But
yeah, Antoine Winfield got 1 vote. Come on, son.
Shut up. You won a Super Bowl.
Tom Brady should have won MVP, but that's fine. He won the Super Bowl MVP.
So yeah, I like the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just Chase Young, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Justin Jefferson. The Offensive Player of the Year, Derrick Henry. Let me read you the list of running backs who got 2,000 yards in the season. O.J. Simpson with the Buffalo Bills. Eric Dickerson with the Los Angeles Rams. Barry Sanders with the Detroit Lions. Terrell Davis with the Denver Broncos. Jamal Lewis with the Ravens, Chris Johnson with the Titans, and Adrian Peterson with the Vikings, and now Derrick Henry with the Titans. What do all those guys have in common?
They hurt people.
Not only that, but all but one of them are Hall of Famers, and Eric Dickerson, who didn't end up making the Hall of Fame. Or no, I'm sorry, all of them are Hall of Famers. The only guy that didn't win Offensive Rookie, Offensive Player of the Year in that same season that they rushed for 2,000 yards was Eric Dickerson, and that was because some quarterback went off. I can't remember his name, but I do remember when you met Adrian.
You met Adrian. Oh shoot.
Adrian Peterson's a cool guy. But
have I told you that story about how he actually came up and talked to me?
Aaron Donald, yeah, you did tell me that story. You were at a camp or something.
Mm-hmm. And he grabbed my muscle. It was like, oh, lifting weights. And I was just like, I guess, man. Oh my god. He's got that grip though.
So, Defensive Player of the Year. This was the worst award I've ever seen given out. Aaron Donald. He wasn't even my second for the award. He wasn't even my third. I had TJ Watt first of all, because he led the league in every defensive category except forced fumbles. So TJ Watt number 1, Xavier Howard number 2. He led the league in interceptions. And at 3, Myles Garrett, because of his bounce back year, and he was an elite pass rusher this year. Aaron Donald my 4. Mekhi Becton locked his ass up. Aaron Donald didn't put up the production that a defensive. And look, Aaron Donald's a great player. Okay, he's the best defensive player in the league. Just not this season. They easily should have gone to TJ Watt. Xavier Howard and Myles Garrett were wild cards. Aaron Donald should not have won the award.
The reason that Myles Garrett didn't win it was because he missed a little time.
Yeah.
That's a big reason why he didn't win it.
He
likes to use Kevin Stefanski. That's a great award given out. He led the Browns to the playoffs in his first season after they had an 18-year playoff drought. There was another team that had an 18-year playoff drought.
Wait, it was 18. I thought it was 17.
But no, it was 18.
Oh shoot.
2002 to 2020.
Oh yeah.
And were there any other awards given out? I don't think so. So, and Walter Payton Man of the Year award, Russell Wilson. I mean, just a good guy, man.
Yeah, that's why you won it.
Did you all see Russell Wilson and Roger Goodell setting up how they're gonna rig the league next year in that box yesterday?
Yeah, I did see
Do you guys think Roger Goodell's a good commissioner? Do you guys like him?
No.
Why? I think he's a good commissioner. I like him.
He's okay. But he's overall.
Do you think he's going to be the commissioner for a while?
Yes.
Yeah, probably for a long time.
The amount of laughable scandals that the NFL has had to endure over the last couple of years is just terrible. And the wheel of discipline is broken. So, yeah. And so we spent about 20 minutes there. Let's move on to the next topic we have to talk about today. And it is about 2 guys that the Jets could target this upcoming offseason. It's Joe Thuney and Brandon Sheriff. Now, I want to know what you guys think of this scenario. You could bring in Joe Thuney to a long-term deal that would give him $15 million a year, or you bring in Brandon Sheriff, same long-term contract, but you give him $11 million per year. Wire, I'll give it to you first. Who do you take and why?
I think Thuney's just a better player. Like, I understand you're gonna end up giving him more money. Sheriff's good. I have to give it to him. Sheriff's a good player. I just don't think he's as good as Thuney is. I just think Thuney's a better player. I think he has. Who's older? Is it Thuney?
Who's what?
Who's older?
Sheriff by a year. Sheriff's 29 and Thuney's 28.
Exactly. So I think Thuney's younger. I think he's a better guard. Thuney's been one of the high. Where was Sheriff ranked in guards? What number?
Best in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand Sheriff, but I just think Thuney's younger, and I think it's just better. You're just better off getting Thuney, in my opinion. You might pay a little more, but I really would go with Thuney here. But you, Tristan?
Looking at these resumes, overall, it looks like Thuney has had the better career. He's been the better player. This past season, he had sort of a down year in production, 74. That's still a pretty good season by an offensive lineman, or a 74 PFF grade, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But he was still a pretty good guard this year on a pretty terrible offensive line and a quarterback that didn't know how to get rid of the ball on time. Whereas Brennan Sheriff was the best guard in the league at an 84 PFF grade, and overall had a really good season. Plus, Sheriff's resume in terms of, or Sheriff has more accolades. However, Thuney's got those statistics, and I'm gonna side with statistics here, as well as age, because look, I trust Joe Douglas 100%, and he likes Thuney over Sheriff as far as I'm concerned. So I'm gonna go with Thuney. He doesn't have penalty problems like Sheriff does. He allows less sacks than Sheriff does, and he has been overall more consistent over his years. Now he did have a down season this year, so I would understand why would you would like to go with Sheriff when he just had the best season for a guard. But I just think Thuney is overall the better move. Combined that he's younger with he's been more consistent over his career. I just think that's what you got to do. Zach, how about you?
I think in the situation where the Jets are, where you could honestly, you basically need everything, and that, I mean,
We don't need a punter though.
What's that?
We don't need a punter though.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a few positions like Marcus Maye, the punter. You probably could name a couple others, but
Marcus Maye's a punter.
No, Marcus Maye, the punter.
Okay.
I don't know who your punter is. I would say that I would go cheaper. I would go Thuney because he's going to be the cheaper option. You need to probably do a lot of moving around this offseason in free agency, and the more money you can keep, the better. Yeah, so I would just save as much money as you can and just improve as many places that you can. And even if those guys aren't as good as, like, I would say Thuney isn't as good as Sheriff, but he's not far enough down that list to where it would matter. So I think he's a good upgrade.
Yeah, I 100% agree. One of the last topics we're going to touch base on is what are you going to do with Marcus Maye this offseason?
You need to resign him. You need to give him. You have. This is a guy that you must resign 100%. This guy's a leader. He's coming off a really, really good year. He was like wasn't he like the third highest graded safety?
Yeah, something like that.
Exactly. He had his time to shine with the loss of Jamal Adams. He had his time to shine on the Jets. He had a great year. I think he can only get better with this with Salah's defense. So the new system that's coming in. So yeah, this is the number one thing I think the Jets need to do this offseason is pay Marcus Maye, give him whatever he wants. You can this is a guy you don't want to just get out of the door. Like, simple as that.
Do you think they franchise tag Maye and just give him?
I heard that's what we're gonna do if we don't, like, if he doesn't agree to a contract.
Yeah, I heard that as well because I told you that.
If we're not able to sign him, we're gonna franchise tag him.
If you guys don't know, the franchise tag for safeties is $10.49 million, which is around the base salary that Marcus Maye would make per year if he were to sign a long-term extension with the team. So
but he can decline it though, right?
A franchise tag, no.
Oh, you can. Oh, shoot.
So yeah, I'm re-signing Marcus.
I mean, obviously he could not play, but
I'm re-signing Marcus Maye. He's the best player on the team. He just came off a career season. He's a relatively young player, and a homegrown player at that. He's also a good guy in the locker room. He's a veteran presence in the secondary, which the Jets lack outside of Maye and Poole. So yeah, I think I'd give him around a 4 to 5 year contract. Screw it. We'll give him 5 years, $55 million. I think that pays him $11 million per year. Just get Marcus Maye back in the building. Pay the man that was your best player this last season. And just go into free agency knowing that you secured your best player. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an obvious choice that you gotta re-sign him for him to be. When you're a bright spot on a bad team, you just only have room to improve as a team and as a player. And I think he he's gonna have a crazy season next season. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I agree. And the final thing I want to touch base on, unless you guys have any other topics. Did you
Yeah,
guys have?
I actually do.
All right,
The
go ahead.
let's talk about the Deshaun Watson situation. I don't know really what's going on with that.
So what's basically happening is the Texans do not want to trade Deshaun Watson because they don't think that he's going to sit out the season or end up retiring. They also don't want to trade him
But he's gonna though.
because they don't know that. They don't think that he will. And they also do not want to trade him because of how badly it affects their cap situation. They eat $55 million in dead cap over the next 4 years if they trade him. That's a lot of money, especially for a team that would need to rebuild and trading their best player by far, maybe in franchise history. So
I'm telling you right now, they're gonna end up trading him, but
I mean,
they're
here's
gonna
how I
end
look
up.
at it.
I told you this earlier, Tristan. They're just gonna end up taking the best offer.
they can't.
They're just wait. Oh yeah. So if they're just like, they just don't want to. This is what I'm trying to say. Say they just don't want to trade him at all. It just comes to a point that they can do whatever they want with him. I
Actually,
thought that.
Sean Watson has the leverage in the situation. He can sit out the year. Plus, he has the no trade clause. So even if Texans want to go with best offer, they can't go with the best offer that they are given because let's say the Jets give the highest offer, Miami gives second, and then the Panthers give third, and he's like, all right, fuck, send me to the Panthers. They have to send him to the Panthers because his no trade clause.
But
And
I
not saying
doubt he would. But I doubt that he would do that though.
that's just a hypothetical situation.
I
But
don't think. I don't think he's choosing the Panthers over the Dolphins or Jets.
I agree.
I
If
mean, here's
anything,
how
he
I
might.
look at it, man.
If anything, he might end up choosing maybe the Dolphins over the maybe the Dolphins over the Jets.
100% the Dolphins over the Jets.
What?
I don't even think that's a look. As a Jets fan, I don't think that's a competition. The Jets are not. The Jets are put in a situation where if Deshaun Watson was on the team, we'd probably be a playoff team, a playoff contender team.
But the thing is that's making him attractive to come to New York is because he likes Robert Zala.
Yeah, well, he could go
He's
to
not really
Miami.
familiar with The thing is, bro, I don't think he's familiar with Brian Flores though. I really don't.
He did say he liked Brian Flores. You can
Yeah,
look
but
that up.
like not as much as Robert Sala though.
Is that enough to make him want
I don't.
fourth,
I don't know,
maybe
bro.
second
I
round
don't
exit
know.
over a Super Bowl?
I don't know.
The way I look at it, if you're seeing Patrick Mahomes do
Bro,
all
the
this,
Dolphins. The thing is, they don't really have anything on offense though.
they have. If they
Or
don't trade the 18th pick, they have the 18th pick. They have Devontae Parker, who's terrible, but they do
I
have.
like Mike Gesicki's good. Preston Williams is okay.
Mike Gesicki is good. They have Lynn Bowden Jr. They have the money to bring in free agents too. They're
Preston Williams is okay.
and they have
Myles Gaskin, running back.
so
Not too much though.
yeah, I think Miami would be put in a situation to win immediately if
But these, including Miami, these are the four teams that are like in the Deshaun Watson situation right now. The Jets, the 49ers, the Panthers, and the Dolphins. Those are like the four main teams. A lot of people have been thinking that maybe the Dolphins have maybe stepped out of this. That's what I've been hearing. That's not. I don't know if it's true because I was watching the Super Bowl pregame yesterday, and the guy didn't say the Dolphins. He was just saying the 49ers, Panthers, and Jets. I don't know if those rumors are true or not, but I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, here's how I look at it. It really puts into perspective how bad that franchise is that they're willing to let this dude retire. And he's what, 4 years in?
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's only 25 years old.
dude, like if he sits out, people think that he's gonna lose a lot of money and he won't sit out. Dude, he's got a year off. He can go do every single Geico ad or State Farm ad. He'll make that money. But if they force him into retirement, I mean, look what the Jets did for Steve McClendon. They were like, "Hey, you're a vet on this team. We're gonna get you into a better situation because we're not a good team." And they traded him to the Bucks, and now he has a Super Bowl ring. But they're literally gonna let their quarterback retire.
Yep.
And wait out his contract and then come back to the league. They're a horrible franchise. They're a horrible franchise.
And I'm gonna cut you guys off real quick. Please don't speak. I'm just getting a breaking news report out of Jason La Canforia. He's, I think, an ESPN reporter. He's verified on Twitter. He's hearing that Russell Wilson has become extremely frustrated with the Seahawks' inability to protect him. And it's a situation that if it gets like any more worse, if the Seahawks don't do everything in their power to put offensive linemen to protect Russell Wilson this offseason, he's going to request a trade.
Bro, like, do they have any good offensive linemen on that line? I like Brandon Shell.
So to summarize what I just said, Russell Wilson's becoming frustrated with the Seahawks and could end up requesting a trade. That is what has just come out.
Yeah, I don't blame him. The offensive line does suck, though.
So how does this affect the Deshaun Watson race?
I'd still rather have Watson.
Me too.
Easily. But Wilson's a damn good player. And I think this
I just kind of think he's going down now. I just feel like that.
Who?
Russell Wilson. I just think he's kind of going down.
So that's all the time that we have in this episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications to all of our channels, whoever's posting this. You guys have anything to say before we go?
Well, really?
Go Bucks. Super Bowl champs, baby.
All right, we will see you guys later.
Peace out.